Hi, everyone. Oh,
It's okay. I think we live. Not yet.
not yet. Spinnies.
Almost there. And now we're live.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, we're back for our Tuesday brand talks, and we wanted to share what we did yesterday to help improve our brand. And part of it was kind of organic, where we were just brainstorming phrases and things we believe and mantras and all that fun stuff.
Yes.
But really what it made us do, we kind of have this big list that Huerta has. We went and sat and had 2 beers outside at Burial and got caught in the rain.
Kept on going.
But they were, it's wonderful. They have outdoor seating and you feel very safe, and they have outdoor
Yes.
bars. So it felt really good to support them. And we got so much, we probably sat there, at least 3 hours.
Yes, and I realized that I'm a very lightweight because I had 2 beers and I was not myself anymore. I was a better, but it was just, yeah.
Creative juices were fun.
They were just all over the place.
But it was so awesome because these phrases we believe, and it's about creativity, of course, and a lot of things that we always talk about, and being bold.
Yeah.
So it's kind of applies to business, but it applies to your personal life. And
Yeah.
personally, or purposely leaving things a little vaguer so everybody can have that interpretation. You always say, help people catch a spark.
Right. So yeah, it was a lot of, like what she mentioned, that a lot of things that we believe in our personal lives and how we lead our lives, it's kind of what we do for our business too, which is what keep it true to the brand, really.
Yeah.
And because we are on the same page in that sense, that's how we can kind of came together to do what we do. But yeah, a lot of these things that we wrote down were kind of, the punchy lines to thoughts that we had. And yes, leaving it open because we have our own perspective, but it might mean something else to you and it still will resonate with you anyways. So leaving it open like that and to be whatever it means to you, they're still on a positive note and strong and all the things that we go for, but whatever that means to you. So.
Well, I love diversify. So that's just one word, period. That's one of the things we're going to have. And part of some of these phrases are going to turn into T-shirts and coffee mugs and bags, because that's what Julieta does. You're a maker. You're an artist.
I make stuff.
That's what you do.
Very much.
Each of these phrases now become a product, and we've been really inspired by the.
So this is one of the thoughts behind. Ooh, we see someone
shiny.
Yeah.
So, be bold.
Just like that, just a simple statement that could be impactful. It's not distracted by anything else but the actual meaning of the word, and just right there. So we had a lot of like little either 1 word or 2 word kind of things that are like, yeah, that's it.
Because it applies to personal and professional. And
Yes.
diversify, okay, with everything going on right now, that means, of course, diversity and inclusion in that sense, but also diversify your income streams.
All of
we
the
talk
things,
about that
yeah.
all the time. So that's obviously something we're working on and talking about. And as we were creating these phrases, it helped me create a little mind map. And we're going to make posters, and let's see. Oh, it's hard to. There we go. Downloadable.
Hey, we have good
stuff
light.
like that.
We have good light.
We have great light. But taking a lot of these concepts and boiling it down to really our values.
Yes.
And kind of mission and these key words that we always want to keep in mind with whatever we do.
Yeah,
So
because
that-
these words were attached to what our bigger picture is of all the things that we do and what we live in. So this was kind of a little sprinkles.
Yeah,
Of what
and it's a
we're
fun. The guys from Do the Effing Work.
Yeah.
Should we cuss or not cuss? I haven't decided on that for our brand.
I
don't know, but
I already do it anyway.
I know.
Might as well.
Might as well. So yeah, Do the Fucking Work. They just started with a awesome 26 statement poster. That's literally how their business launched, and now they're huge and famous and all these these things. But we're like, okay, what's our poster say?
Yeah.
What's our mission statements and what messaging we really believe in? It's bigger than just let's make some money and let's do this and that. No, we want to change the world. We want the world to be better. We want businesses to be
baby
better.
steps though. We're starting with Asheville first.
Asheville
And then
first.
we move on
Well,
to-
really, our hub first. Let's make it great and amazing and
So much to do still.
but yeah, and grow from there. So it was a really great exercise for us, and it's something that we do naturally, I think. But to
Yes.
really dedicate time to flesh
well,
out
to
ideas.
sit down and actually write it down, because we are both idea maker and we just talk so much. And so a lot of these ideas, they get lost in the other noise that we make. So the fact that we actually specifically said, this is what we're doing and we're going to write it down and make a plan and do something with them, that was key to doing that, like making the time to just do that. And just it's okay.
All the things that we align on and how we want to run our business, run our brand, grow our brand. It was just a really useful, I mean, I think minimum once a month. We should kind of, are we still doing that? Or how do we add more?
Yeah, are we still on the train or on the path? Yeah.
And so the brand story is evolving every day. So you have to have these check-in times, especially if you have a partner or a team, talk it out. But even if it's just by yourself, sit down and
there was a lot of,
things.
There was a lot of these ones that we were just talking them through because they were cool, but they were not punchy enough. So like, what's the good, like a better way of saying that, or a better way of, making people actually think about it when they see it. So
and capturing it, and fun, punchy words, and lots of verbs and all that fun stuff. So, but I think that's exciting for us because messaging does apply to your merch and your products. And yes, it could be a nice income stream.
And it's all part of your brand. It really is. Just making that a thing to where it follows your brand and it makes your brand stronger. It complements your brand.
Yeah.
So making things like that and making sure to know what that means to you and staying on path and doing this ongoing, it does help it to make it stronger.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why we thought of it being so important. I probably should have had one beer instead of two.
But I had now two. For you.
Yeah, one
Monday afternoon.
The draft beer. The draft beer. It's
well, it was a triple IPA.
Jesus.
You know how burial rolls.
It was painful when I got home. But anyways, anywho.
Well, and just, it made me think every team, every office should have a custom poster that they created as a team with these phrases that kind of encapsulate. It's like your mission statement, but super boiled down.
Well, because they remember. It's present. It's right there. Just so you don't forget. Not that you will forget, but it's present. It's right there.
It's a
like
reminder
kind of
every
out of
day.
sight, out of mind kind of thing. So it's better if it's just right there as a reminder. That's what we follow.
And you keep making sure that you do follow it, right? It's just that it's your it's like mantras basically for your business.
It's different. Like when I was with all this COVID craziness that I was working out of the house, and it's not the same. It was not the same. The feel of being in the space where it's my office and my space and what we live in and what we like to do and the things that we have hanging around and the things that we keep on adding to the walls and stuff like that are what we want to do. So it makes a difference to be right in the right space with the right things around you. So
and you can buy the the ocean with the little inspirational thing, and those are great.
But it's nice to make it your own.
But if you could really you owned your poster, and of course, yes, we can print posters for people, so that is a wonderful little thing that we also can do.
That's what we do.
But really, it's more of what we care about more is this whole process of building the brand. Yeah, and this is just one element that we actually can help you do.
Yes.
But it's something we actually believe in too for us, and we're seeing the success of other people doing it, and motivating your team and motivating yourself is important. So if it's your words, your thoughts,
well, because it's what resonates with your company the most. Like these words might not be what you believe in fully. I mean, some of them might be, but it might not be the core of your business or why you do what you do or your life. Both of them. It is ours at least because we were like, yes, each one that we were like. That we love, like, yes, that's it, that's the one. So
it's reaffirming, to have because if you said it, and I'm like, or I said it, or just what we kind of come to one together, it really makes you feel like we took a big step with our brand. With just a few hours of having fun combo, basically.
That's it, because that's what we did. We walked down to the South Slope. We first did a stop at Bramari. We wanted to check them out, and they were closed for a company party of some sort. But we saw what they did with the outside with the parking lot. It looks great because they had the space, luckily, because they had the parking lot, so they kind of stretched.
They've got like a beer garden going on now, y'all.
Really cool.
It's. I hope they keep it like that.
And so they were like, okay, so where do we go? And like, well, we're right here from the South Slope, so we went down that way, and we both like Burial, so I'm like, let's go to Burial Beer and see what their setup is right now.
Yeah.
And we stop at that sculpture that they put, which I made a video on, and it was really cool. And then
It's called? What's it called? Wake? No.
Wake.
Yeah.
And then that the UNCA
Asheville
students
put
made
together.
it. Yeah, the students made it.
Ginormous.
Really cool.
Yeah, check out the Instagram from yesterday.
Yeah, really cool. And then and then we just sat and we were just kind of, there was quite a bit of people actually.
Yeah.
Not
it was
crazy,
good social
but it was
distance,
nice.
but
it was
yeah,
nice.
it was nice.
They separated the tables enough so you don't not,
Got the glass shield between the bartender,
all
which
the
is
things.
pretty standard.
So
it was extra special too because for my other podcast that I do, The Great Reset, we talked to the owner yesterday morning.
Right.
So it was kind of cool. Like, oh, I'm gonna go support her. We just chatted with her and learned about what they're up to. And
then we walked back, and then we saw a few other businesses that we know that they like Asheville Brewing. They have the Merriman one open, but this one downtown was closed. And we're really hoping they open soon because they do have a beautiful outdoor space.
And then they bought that lot next door that they're gonna do.
We're
events.
hoping that they will open soon, but. We're just checking the scene out and about, and to see
we're
what
gonna
was
kind of
happening.
do that ideally every week. Go out and about and have a beer somewhere and
Just one.
see what just one beer and see what people are up to. And if we chat with people, great. But really, kind of just for us to go and support businesses and see what they're up to because that's important to us. For our brand, being part of the downtown community, supporting each other, figuring out collaborations. You never know. I mean, we talked about a bunch that we want to like, how do we do a fundraiser for Asheville Strong? How do we do an I Believe in Asheville fundraiser, which is what Kay Bentley started from the rooftop tours.
Yeah, we're putting the word out there to find collaborations and collaborators to do good for us and for them and for everybody that we can, in the same kind of putting it together since we all have the tools and the talents to do it. And just, whomever wants to do stuff, we have the space to do certain things. If not, we can think of other things that we can do. I mean, there are so many opportunities. So we pointed it this way today because we're gonna transform that a little bit into our recording studio. So we are going, instead of we had plans for a little guy over there to have a booth, a podcast booth, and we're like, what if? And so we decided to kind of twist that around a little bit and bring it over here. It will still be the lounge, but then we'll have everything set up to record audio, video, whatever they need for people and for us. So it will be up for rent for people if they need to record it, but it will be our studio too for when we're making stuff. Recording a podcast, doing a video, if we want
interviews with people.
Because we're thinking of doing a lot of online stuff because we really don't know when people are going to feel comfortable coming out again, and it's understandable, of course. So until then, we will make stuff and we'll help people make that stuff too. So from developing it, because a lot of people have the idea but they don't really know how to develop the content,
right?
So we're here to help people with that.
Well, you specialize in kind of specialize in podcast websites at this point because you work with. Tell us about that client.
Yeah, I have she's my client / partner.
Right.
I do a lot of things for her and for her clients. She is a podcast producer. It's
Tracy. What's her name?
Yeah, Tracy DeForge is from Produce Your Podcast, and I build a lot of websites that, for podcast shows that they need their own website and they put the episodes in there and stuff like that. So it doesn't just live on the podcast platforms, but in their own website.
Right.
And again, I mean, that's the way that you can actually make money. We were just talking about that. Money with with podcasts because you make collateral with other products that you might sell. So you use the podcast as a voice to promote other things. So I build a lot of those, and she's a great sound producer too. So if we have any questions, I'm pretty sure. Well, and Tommy too. Of course,
yeah. So. And then our producer Tommy Calloway, he edits our stuff and helps us with that. So
we'll combine some of having the space with offering the services too. It could be from start to finish, depending on your budget, depending on what you can do, depending on what you're willing to do.
Yeah.
But we're here to support all that transition into the abyss of webmaster websites. online and all that.
Yeah.
All that
And
stuff.
yeah, I mean, full collaboration. Okay, let's come up with your social media plan and all the things we can do. So there's the simple, just rent it for, that you're recording. You're welcome to interview someone. It's got plenty of space for social distancing, so people can rent it for the hour, and then that's it. Or especially because we're right downtown, so it makes it easy to collaborate with people if you want to interview somebody for whatever your podcast is. But we will upgrade, and there's other packages premium for also editing, putting it together, and publishing it and getting it out on all the platforms for you. So that's something that we're offering. Premium is every little second is edited, and there's original music created, and intros and outros and all that. So you can go super, super simple, or you can go more elaborate, and
or you can make it custom.
Yeah, however you want to do it.
We'll give you an estimate.
Yeah.
We're more than happy to. So
there's and I just worked on, and I was talking to you about, for the article I'm working on for Capital at Play, researching the podcast industry as a whole, and then as Western North Carolina a little bit more specifically, and podcasts are booming. It's not necessarily this big money maker.
Well,
right?
there were people in the house for 3 months. They had nothing better to do. And podcast is somewhat easy because you just need an okay microphone and a computer, and that's it. And you can just make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for us, it's like, okay, this space is loungy and cool. And we had talked about when we do have concerts in here again, this is the green room for the band to hang out before they come out.
And it still will be.
Of
we'll
course.
just add the that part there, which we have plenty of space for.
Yeah.
So
we got a couple little tweaks, but we're going to have that set up for people. They could come down the elevator. They don't have to interact with us if they don't want to. Come in, do their thing, come out. I mean, that's simple. Obviously, we'll have hand sanitizer and all that stuff.
All the goodies.
But yeah, we're really excited about that because we just realized why work with this tiny. There is this cool tiny cutout, and you guys have probably seen if you've been paying attention on the other side of the gallery. And we were like, oh, that looks like a button, but it's just tiny and it wouldn't be hangy. You want that vibe. I mean, if you watch Howard Stern or any of these podcasts,
it has to be a loungy.
out.
Yeah, it's a loungy space.
So we want to crack a beer too or whatever. That's that kind of thing. So we just one for you. But we want to also, if anybody wants to come and just the three of us, have an interview. We were doing Zoom interviews during COVID. We kind of backed off of those because we were doing like 3 or 4 on a Friday because that's how we route. Yeah. But now, a little slower pace too.
And we like the interaction in like human in life, and like even if we are 6 feet apart, like see your face and
it's just such a great
Zoom was just weird.
Zoom is weird. I mean, it's a wonderful tool, but
it's weird.
It's,
only if you to me, it's only if you really need it.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
And if, like I said, because we have such a big space, like let's just,
and we want to promote people what they're up to. What's the new stuff you got going on? How are you dealing still with COVID? Because we're still in flux. We don't know. Friday is supposed to be phase 3.
We don't know what's going to happen because it's out of our hands. So
we just want to talk to the community. We want to talk to business leaders. Keep talking to people. What are they up to? What are they doing?
Well, and try to support them in any way that we can serve each other. Because we saw so many businesses going out of business, and it's so sad because there's things that we can do without the physical interaction and still survive. So if we can help whichever way we can by doing collaborations on doing that, let's stay afloat together, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that come from a conversation, just seeing ways how we can somewhat survive through it and then maybe shine on the other side.
Oh, there's always at least one idea that comes out. Something's going to come out of it that could
actually
combo.
Just at least let you survive it. You might not thrive through the pandemic, but at least let you, survive so you can move forward and move through it. So,
Well, and the other thing we talked about, and this is something we've had it on the website as a brainstorming session with us, right? And there's different packages. There's just a kind of a conversation package, and then there was the audit, an assessment.
Yeah.
Plus the, kind of brainstorm meeting, plus a plan, so there's different packages we have to help people. And we think that what we did yesterday, if somebody wanted to, the value you can get out of a 3 or 4 hour session with us of this just pure brainstorming where we throw everything against the wall. What could stick? What's all the income streams you could make? What's some products you should add? Like, just really having, sometimes we don't let ourselves have those combos because we're so stuck on the to-do list.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a second, sometimes you need to like really expand the vision of where you want to be.
Yeah. Well, and for that you have to like stop for a minute. Yeah. One of them was like that. What was it that we wrote down? That was great.
Who knows?
No, it was the pause, reflect, evolve. Because like a lot of people that's one of the good things about COVID, that it made us pause for a minute. And that's something that everybody should do it pretty consistent, like once a month at least, like stop, like pause.
Well, and it's perfect too if you couple it with the digital report that I recommend. So your first week, you do your report.
Yeah.
You see stuff out of that, and then you bring that, whoever's in charge of that brings that to the meeting and says, this kind of content worked really well. And then you're talking through your brand all the time. I mean, you really just have to. We think about our business all the time anyway.
You have a plan. That's what it does. It's like you have a plan and you can be consistent in the things that you're putting out there so people understand it. If not, it's like, oh, I have another thought now. Let's just go in a different direction. And it just doesn't help you with growing your brand.
It's chipping. I think of it, I mean, Pete, we always talk about growth, right?
Yeah.
But in some ways, it's more of like we've got this hunk of marble and we're chipping and refining
You're
it.
You're refining it, yeah.
To make that sculpture of the strong brand, whatever that. So you're chipping away at all the other.
Yeah. Oh, the crap.
And then getting really to the, the beauty, whatever that is, that little beautiful brand that's waiting inside there. That
beautiful artwork.
Yeah.
The masterpiece.
Yeah.
The masterpiece.
Whatever that is. Because your brand is a masterpiece.
Yeah, it is.
It's the blood, sweat, and tears. It's all of it. So, we've really made a conscious effort to shift away from talking about marketing.
Yes.
Because we don't really just believe in marketing. It's like
marketing is just an easy button and it's fine, but it's not. But it's not really full on what we want to convey when we're talking about a brand. It's the whole soul of it. It's like what you do when you present yourself as part of your brand. How you talk about it, how you do like all the things. It's beyond marketing. So I think that was just a small piece, and we were kind of focusing on that when it was not really the bigger piece.
Right.
Yeah. So
because that's what we've been doing. We've been building brands for a long time in different ways, and yes, we use digital marketing, use event marketing, use. But it's just a tool
to make that happen.
Right, but the big picture is these rock solid brands that the 3 years from now we have another pandemic, your brand will be okay because you've got.
What is it that we were talking about yesterday about that? Which company was it that you mentioned that diversified and that's how they kind of.
Bryson City or.
No. Was it Burial? They did different things and then.
Oh yeah, I mean when we talked to during the podcast, she was saying they. Yeah, 5 years ago, they would have been screwed. I think they're celebrating their 7th anniversary, and she was saying, but they've made them. They've added a restaurant, they've added way more merch, and they do tons of collaboration. So they've never stopped building the brand. They've never been satisfied.
Adding stuff and diversifying was kind of the key product to surviving, and kind of thing.
Letting themselves go deeper and weirder with their messaging and their artwork. They're really it's so good. Even their COVID page, if you go to their website right now, their COVID page is like, talks about darkness and lightness, and like COVID had to happen to let more light in, all that stuff. So they all their messaging, all their copy, all of it is just so on point.
So and it's normally supporting like this words that we put out here and the map that she wrote down. It's kind of whatever we do, it goes in combination with these things that we believe in that supports it really, and that's kind of how people understand what you're trying to communicate, which is really the most important part. That's how your brand becomes a strong one. Because then you'll find the right audience too, because they understand it. They understand what you're talking about. It's like, oh, that's what they mean.
When it's the more you talk about it, the more clear it gets. I mean, we opened February 27th. And we thought, podcast booth, this. Well, now you're talking about your printers might have to come over to the art corner. And so we got to look at that. you know, we're looking at, do we need to build some walls? Because we need some production room.
Yeah.
So we're
And
evolving.
and we're okay with the evolution as long as it keeps on moving forward. And whatever we do, again, it's still sustaining our mission. It's still doing what we do, which is making stuff. And, you know, still keeping it open so we can do things and collaborate with people, and still keeping the art gallery. And like whatever we do, it's still supporting that, but we're always trying to evolve to find a better version of whatever we're trying to do.
I like saying tweak too, because
Yeah.
sometimes evolve sounds
Yeah.
scary. It's like, oh, you gotta completely change.
I mean,
it's like, no, you
it's a
don't.
little evolved. It's
But you
little
evolve it,
evolving.
yeah. It's like, so it's like you're always tweaking. You're always looking for those opportunities.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Well, because we talked, like the good example is the podcast booth. You know, we loved that little guy there,
Yeah.
but then we kept on talking about it and talking
And now
about
we
it.
can
and we're
use
like,
it for some weird cool
right,
thing. That
and
we
well,
wanna
not
do.
only that, we're like, well, you know, we can't really do video there because it's so small,
Yeah.
and we need it. So, do we really want two places to do certain things? Can we use one? And then Tommy mentioned this good sound in our lounge area, and I'm like, well, you know, that's actually a good
It'd
idea.
be so much more fun to
It will
hang
be
out in.
functional too, because we do have space for all the things, for lounge and to put the studio in there. So we're like, you know, it's okay. Because some people will be like, oh, no, we already have it outside. I'm like, no, it's fine. It'll be fine with both things in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have cool plans for that, for the little guy. We already talked about it this morning. We're not ready to share it, but we have some good
Got some
ideas for that
fun
little guy.
ideas.
It's a fun little...
It's a weird nook. We think we need to do research because we think it might be part of the Underground Railroad, actually.
Yes.
Because of the way it's, and it also.
I firmly believe there's a tunnel behind it.
Because we are so close to Pack Square, and that was a route. So we just have
There
to
were
look at the
there was-
city map.
Yeah,
or
there was a
whatever.
lot of underground tunnels that I think went into Park Square, something like that,
Yeah,
and
underneath,
went
yeah.
into the buildings around it, and
Yeah.
we are one of them. And where that little guy is, it's facing Park Square. 100%, it's a tunnel.
Yeah.
And
I'll put it on my list to do some
And there's a
research.
treasure right behind it.
Uh-oh.
Or a lot of liquor.
Oh, it might
Like
be
really, like
bootlegging.
100-year-old, like cool
Well, now
whiskey.
you make me want to bust through that wall.
Right.
Check out is there treasures? Is there gold? Is there?
I mean, or dead people. I mean,
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
never know. But yeah, that's what I think of. I really think it was that.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's just a cool little guy.
And
our gallery has so much personality. The whole
Well, that's the
space.
thing. We are always pushing. You know, of course, we've got this beautiful artwork that is fitting for the gallery vibe. But then we like the quirky elements too. We were like,
Yeah.
how can we? What can we do with that? So we got some. We'll share that with y'all.
Yeah, when
as
we're
we
ready.
as we continue to tweak
As
and
we
think
evolve,
about it. Evolve.
tweak it.
But yeah, so that's kind of where we are this week, and
So part of this, to close it off on that note too, we are pushing to help people do this assessment or brainstorm that we do, because we can really help you find your light, find your way, and mainly too with this craziness, what that direction looks like. Mainly if you're in kind of in a weird space where you've suffered some, but you don't think that it's gonna be beneficial to continue on the path that you're on because of life and our circumstances, reach out to us and we'll see how we can help you and do a session or do something that can help you to build your business back up or go through it or whatever it is or if you guys want to collaborate, again, we're here to see how we can help each other, because we all got punched in the face with this COVID-19 thing. So and then protests and all the things that have been happening for the past 3 or 4 months, that the universe is just shaking us up a little bit.
yeah. So it's a perfect time to refresh, at least. Maybe full on rebrand if it wasn't working or it didn't feel right. I mean, it's okay. It's okay to make some big changes right now.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to stay open.
Yeah. We'll give you a hug in the process. No worries.
Oh, you might. I don't know if you're only if they want to.
We'll use the plastic. Have you seen those people using the plastic shields? To hug. We can make one. Can we make one?
Well, I thought about
It could be a hugging station.
there was a concert the other day. I forget who it was. Flaming Lips, I think. They're super crazy. Bubbles. People were in Bubbles as the individual band members, and
Can we
then
get
the
Bubbles?
audience was in Bubbles.
Well, there is one
I
thing
thought
that
about Bubbles
they
in
play
here.
soccer with bubbles, so we can probably get those.
Oh, you
bubbles
can buy
somewhere.
them.
Can we do that?
I mean, I've thought about it because we could then have
Can we have a party with like a bubble party?
We could have bubbles
Let's
on
do
bubbles
a
on
bubble
bubbles.
party. Yeah.
We'll see.
I
We'll
mean-
research. Oh, and how much? If
That
they're
would
like
go-
$1,000 each, we'll see.
We'll charge $1,000 a ticket. I don't think they're $1,000, but it could be cool to do
It
a
would be
bubble
cool.
party.
Well, you could have a band, and then if the band was
What if
not in
they-
a bubble, and then everybody else
What-
is in a bubble.
What if they have to pee though? How do you pee?
Well, we have to have a short gathering.
With
Hour and a half.
a little,
I don't know. I don't
no.
No, off-brand. That's off-brand.
All right, we're done.
Thanks, y'all, and we'll be back next Tuesday.
Bye.